Hey everybody, welcome to the next game in the 1984 Inside Pitch replay. This is a season that I'm simming on PC Replay Baseball and picking out individual games in the 1984 season to play on Inside Pitch cards. But of course, letting the computer sim everything else. I'm trying to pick at least every team once. That's the best way I know to try to do it. So what I've got here is we got the replay roundup for the week ending May 6th. And actually we're at May 10th right now, but this goes up through May 6th. We have Sox at 15-11, Texas at 7-21. In the AL East, we have Toronto with a 1-game lead over Baltimore, 2 over Detroit. Oakland leads the AL West, surprisingly, by a half game over Chicago. Hi, Tribe fan. And 4 games over California and Seattle. In the NL, St. Louis is up by a half game on Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, with Montreal game and a half back. New York 2.5, and the Cubs in last place 4.5. But of course, their fortunes pick up later when they get Rick Sutcliffe. The Astros still lead in the NL West by a half game over the Dodgers. Padres hanging in there at 12-16, but of course we got a long way to go before anything is decided. So, with that in mind, we will get going here from Comiskey Park. We do have, let's bring the score sheet in here. We do have Rich 280Z Dotson will be the starter for the Sox, and for the Rangers, it'll be Billy Sample to lead things off. The lineup goes Sample in left, Rivers DH, Wright center, Parrish at third, O'Brien at first, Gary Ward in right, Foley the catcher, Tollefson at second, and Wilkerson at short. So we are underway. It's going to be Dotson, and on the replay so far, Dotson is 3-3 with a 1.94 ERA. And Billy Sample's hitting 282, 1 homer, and 5 runs driven in to this point. Hi, RJL. How are you? Okay, here is Dotson, 1-5, and that's a star line right off the bat. First pitch, we get an automatic star line, which is an automatic out. So we roll and see what the star line is. It's a 6, which is a fly to right. So first batter, fly to right, 1 away. Billy Sample is gone. Here's Mickey Rivers, the DH. Mickey Rivers on the season hitting 380. He's really killing it. No homers, 5 runs driven in. Of course, we're only at May 10th, so the stats aren't going to be so, wonderful or bad in that matter. Plenty of time to catch up either way. 6-5 would be a single if he's tired, but of course, second batter of the game, he's not tired, so we go to Rivers' card. 2-6, that's a star line 4, which is a ground ball to third. So easy play over there by Vance Law at third base. 2 down. 2 up, 2 down, and here's George Wright, center fielder. George Wright, 272, 2 homers, and 9 runs driven in. And we get a 2-5. 2-5 is a potential walk against a left-handed batter because the switch-hitter batting left. That's a walk chance. That's a 1, so it's definitely going to be a walk. Even though his walk is only a 2, he still walks with the 1. Plus, he gets 1 from the stadium. So it will be a 2-out walk to George Wright. His attempt is a 1, so we do need to go ahead and roll the strategy. But 10 is way too much, so nothing going on with George Wright. He will stay there. Here's Larry Parrish playing third base today. He's hitting 291, 6 home runs, and 19 runs driven in. We had a 1-6 on Dotson. That's a potential wild pitch, but his wild pitch rating only goes up to an 8 for a pass ball, so 17 is way above that. It's considered a foul ball. Re-roll on Dotson's card. Get a 6-6. That's a possible error if there's a throw needed. That's what an ET question mark means. Error if a throw is needed. Finish it up on Parrish, 5-3. It is a fly to center, so no throw needed, no error. And that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Rangers in the first. They go pretty quietly, and we'll walk and nothing else. We go to the bottom of the first. Texas nothing. White Sox coming to bat. And Danny Darwin on the hill for the Rangers. He is 2-5 with a 3.27 ERA in the replay. He'll be facing Rudy Law, 236, no homers, 8 runs driven in. 3-1. 3-1's a strikeout chance, but 16 way too much for that, so we finish on Rudy Law. It's a 2-6. It's a star line 4, which is a ground ball to third. So Parrish makes the play. 1 away, and that brings up the other Law, Vance Law, no relation, of course. Law hitting 211, no homers, 8 RBI. 5-6 is a RP, which is a range play. So we go to Vance Law's card for a range play. We get a 4-5. 4-5 is a liner to short. So we don't know if the shortstop Wilkerson's going to make the play or not. He's got a range of only 2. So this has to be a 1 or 2 for him to snag it. Otherwise, he gets by for a base hit. It's a 3, so he can't get to it. It's a base hit for Vance Law. So Wilkerson fought the Law, and the Law won. And Law gets that single. His attempt is a 1, so I guess we do need to roll for strategy to make sure it's no 1, 2, or 3. And it's not, so nothing going on. Here's Greg Walker hitting a measly 138, 1 homer and 2 RBI. He's really struggling. 3-6 for Darwin is the @ sign, which takes us to Comiskey Park. So we go to Comiskey Park to do the at-bat. 3-4 is a ground ball to short, and that could be a double play. Walker's double play rating's a 2. Darwin adds 1, makes it a 3. The pivot at second is 0. So it's a 3 or less, and we got a double play. And we do, so it's a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. And at the end of 1, we got no score here at Comiskey thanks to the pitcher's best friend double play. And that takes us to Pete O'Brien to lead things off for Texas. He's hitting .244, 3 homers and 13 runs driven into the state. 3-5 is a blank on Dotson's card. So we go immediately to O'Brien. Finish the at-bat. 2-2 to liner to first. Snagged by Greg Walker, 1 away. That brings up Gary Ward, the right fielder. He is hitting .202, no homers and 4 runs driven in. 4-5 for Dotson is a potential walk chance, 11, and that will be a walk. He walks at a 12, plus 1 from the stadium's a 13. 11's less than that, so it will be the walk. So Gary Ward draws a 1-out walk. His attempt is a 1, so we do need to do something on the strategy roll. And it is a 1, so he's gonna steal. He did steal 7 bases. So he's got a 12 for a stolen base rating. Dotson doesn't affect that. The catcher, Mark Hill, is a 0 also. So straight out 12. 1 to 12, he makes it. It's a 1. He makes it, and there's a possible throwing error on Mark Hill. His throwing error rating is a 7. So this is a 7 or less. We got a throwing error. It's a 9, so it's not going to be an error, but it will be a stolen base for Gary Ward. So Ward steals second. He gets himself into scoring position with only 1 out for the catcher, Mara Foley, giving Sundberg the day off. Foley, 097, no homers and no RBI. And we get a 6-4. Actually, it's giving Ed Yost the day off. Sundberg's not on there. He might not even be on the Rangers this late in his career. Let's say 6-4. Dotson, 6-4 is the ballpark sign. So we go to the Comiskey. And we get a 3-3, which is a fly to right field. So Mara Foley flies to right, 2 down. And Ward does not have enough of a BR rating to try to go to third base on that fly ball. He has a BR of 3, but you lose 3 going from second to third, so it makes him a 0. And then the right fielder's arm for the White Sox, Baines, is a 0, so total is a 0. He can't go anywhere. All right, here's Wayne Tollison hitting .248, no homers and 4 runs driven in. 2-1 on Dotson's a strikeout chance. That's a 9. He is a 9 plus the 1, so it will be a strikeout, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Rangers here in the second. We go to the bottom of the second, no score. And the Bull, Greg Luzinski, will lead things off for the White Sox. And on the replay, he is hitting .209, 2 homers and 8 runs driven in. 2-2 for Darwin is a potential walk, but 20 is way too much, so no walk there. Finish on Luzinski, 1-2 is a single to right field. So how about that? A base hit for Luzinski. He actually has an attempt of 1. He did steal 5 bases on the year, so we will see if he can get a jump. 3 is a hit and run. So we got a hit and run coming up for Harold Baines. So Harold Baines will do a hit and run here. Baines on the season, killing it. .313, 6 homers and 20 runs driven in. But it will be a hit and run chance. 3-2 on Darwin is a strikeout chance. 10 is his strikeout rate. Baines is a 9, plus 1 from the stadium is a 10, so it is a strikeout. And that means that Luzinski on the hit and run will have to do a steal. Straight out steal for Luzinski. However, he's got a stolen base rating of 17, which is phenomenal. 17 plus 1 from Darwin makes it an 18. And the catcher adds Let's see here. Catcher adds 2 to his arm, so that's a 20. So anything other than a 20, he makes it. And he does. So how about that? Greg Luzinski, who would have thought it? Greg Luzinski steals second base. It was not a strike him out, throw him out. It was a strikeout and a stolen base. So that's one way to get in scoring position. Here's Tom Pashorek playing right field. He's hitting a measly 153, no homers and 6 runs driven in. 3-5 for Darwin. 3-5 is a potential walk, and 5 is going to definitely be within that range, so it will be a walk. And that'll put 2 on with 1 out. Sox have something cooking here in the bottom of the second. And we turn now to Scott Fletcher. He's hitting 324, no homers, and 7 runs driven in. Get a 6-1. 6-1 is a possible hit by pitch. His hit by pitch is an 11. -1 from Darwin's a 10, but that's a 19, no hit by pitch. You go to Fletcher to finish it out. 5-5. He singles past short. So let's see if Luzinski can make it. It's all going to be determined by this chart. And S6. And S6 to go from second to home, you need a BR rating of 3. That's the whole thing you need right there. BR rating of 3. Luzinski, his BR rating is a 1, so he cannot score. He will have to stop at third base. So the bases are now loaded with only 1 out. And Mark Hill, the catcher, coming up. Infield will play double play depth. He's a good double play candidate, as he's got a 3 on his double play rating. +1 from Darwin would almost certainly be a double play. So Hill hitting 147, no homers, and 2 runs driven in. Looking for the ground ball is Darwin. 5-1. We got a range play at the stadium. So we got a range play at Comiskey. And we got a 4-2. 4-2 is a star line 1, which is a ground ball to second. So if he can get to this, it's a possible double play. But the range is on the second baseman, Tollison. He's a 3. So if this is a 3 or less, they got a chance for a double play. It's not. It's 5, so it gets by him for a base hit. So that's going to be a single. Single right there as it got by him. So let's see. We know Luzinski's going to score from third automatically. Let's check. Where did the single go? It would turn to an S4 because it was a G4. So S4, you need a 2 through 6 to score from second. So the BR of Pashorek has to be a 2 or higher. And it is a 2 exactly, so that means Pashorek will score as well. So 2-0 Sox on the 2-run single by Mark Hill. Fletcher, to get from first to third on an S4, needs a 3 through 6 to get to third base. And Fletcher's a 3, so he will make it to third as well. So in Stratomatic terminology, that's a single star for Mark Hill. 2-run single, Sox lead at 2-0. And that brings up Julio Cruz. Cruz on the replay is hitting 266, no homers, and 4 runs driven in. 6-2 is blank on Darwin. Go to Cruz. 6-2 again. It's a ground ball back to the pitcher. Could be a double play. His double play rating is a 1. His double play rating is a 1. The runner on third will have to hold with the ball hit right back to the pitcher, so they're going to try for the double play. It's a double play rating of 2. The pivot man is actually the shortstop, Wilkerson, because of the lefty on the hitting. The shortstop is the pivot, so that's going to subtract it by a 1. And we get a 4, so that means it will not be a double play. And in fact, it will be a force out. So we call it 1-6. They get Hill 1-6 on the fielder's choice. Fletcher had to hold at third. So now there's 2 outs. And runners are at still first and third. For Rudy Law, 3-6 is back to the ballpark again for Comiskey. We get a 1-4, and that's a single. I'm sorry, looking at his card. 1-4 is a blank, so we're going to the rare play chart with runners on base. So we have this rare play chart with runners on base, rolling 2 D6s. We get a 26, 2-6. If runner on first, ball hit to the right side, strikes the runner, runner out, batter credited with a single. So how about that? So it will be a single for Rudy Law, but Cruz is out 3 unassisted on that hit ball, or batter hit by ball play. So 2 runs will score, but that will be it. Could have been worse, but it's 2-0 Sox after 2 complete. So that's the first time I've had a batter hit by a batted ball in quite some time in any game. So that was kind of interesting. So now we go to the top of the third, 2-0 Sox, and Kurt Wilkerson, only guy that hasn't batted yet from the starting lineup. And Wilkerson on the replay hitting .235, 1 homer and 6 runs driven in. 6-2 on Dotson is a potential strikeout against a lefty because he's a switch hitter batting left. That's a 6. His strikeout's a 10, definitely a strikeout. So Wilkerson down on strikes. He'll grab some bench, as a famous White Sox announcer once said, and probably still says. All right, 3-5 for Dotson is a blank. So we go over to Sample. 6-4, he's going to fly it to center. And Sample's out of there, 2 down. Sox won this game in real life 8-6. We're going to see if they can win it again. 4-4, strikeout chance. 2 definitely is a strikeout. So Mickey Rivers is out of there. And it's 3 up, 3 down for the lowly Texas Rangers, as they are out of there. We go to the bottom of the third, still 2-0 in favor of the White Sox. Darwin back out and now faces Vance Law to lead off. Oops, the white one didn't go all the way through. All right, 1-3. 1-3 is a strikeout chance. That's a 3. It's definitely a strikeout. 1 away. We go to Greg Walker. 3-6 is the ballpark again. So we go to Comiskey. 5-1, and that's a star line 2, which relates to a ground ball to short. So he's going to ground it to Wilkerson for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Much better inning for Darwin. Here's the bull, Luzinski. Single, stole a base, and scored. 2-1 is a double right-hander. You need a 1 through 6 to get a star line. 17 is way above that, so move on. 4-6, and that's going to be a ground ball to short. Wilkerson will have it again, and the inning's over. So 3 innings are in the books here at Comiskey, and the Sox still lead it 2-0 over the Texas Rangers. All right, George Wright will lead things off here to start the top of the 4th. And let's see what we've got here. 1-4. 1-4 is a walk chance, and with a 2 on the D20, that's barely enough. Look at that. That's a 2. But you add 1 makes it a 3, so the 2 is less than that. So George Wright, who does not normally walk, will walk, thanks to that D20 being so low. His attempt is a 1, so we'll see if he does anything. He does not. So no walk, or no stolen base, I mean. So here we go with Larry Parrish. I keep calling him Lance Parrish. 1-6. 1-6 is a potential wild pitch, but 18 again is over the range of 8, so there's no wild pitch. It's just a foul ball. 3-5. 3-5 is blank on Dotson, so now we go to Larry Parrish to finish the at-bat. 4-6, he's going to single pass center, or out to center, I should say. And let's see, center fielder arm, Rudy Law, is a +2, so Wright might have a chance to get to third on this. He's a BR of 2, but with the +2 of Law, it makes him a 4. So let's see, can he get to first to third on the S8? Well, actually, you lose 1 going from first to third, so his BR would become a 3. So he can try it. If this red die is a 3 or less, he'll make it. 4 or 5, he holds. 6, he's going to be out. It's a 6, so he's out. How about that? So he's out going to third. George Wright is out 8-5. Now, we also look at the secondary, because that's where we were going, was the secondary runner chart. So 6 means you got to go to the secondary runner chart. 3, let's check the 3 here. Let's see here. 3 is lead runner is out, but if trailing runner's BR is greater than or equal to the roll, then he advances on the throw. So if Larry Parrish's BR rating is greater than 3, he can go to second on the play. The BR rating of Parrish is a 2, so he cannot go. He has to hold. So that's how you play that with the secondary roll. When that red die is a 6, you bring it over to this chart. Look at the white die. If the white die is a 1, the lead runner advances. If the white die is a 6, the lead runner advances. But if the white die is a 2 through 5, he's out. And then you use the BR ratings to check the other runners. All right, that's the one part of the game that people, and I know I did for a long time, got confused on. So Larry Parrish now has an attempt of 1. Hey, Bob, how you doing? Larry Parrish has an attempt of 1, so we'll see if he does anything. He does not. So here's Pete O'Brien. 1-3 is a strikeout chance. 13, too much. No strikeout. Here's Pete O'Brien. 1-1, he's going to fly to left for out number 2. So 2 down. Sox still lead at 2-0 here in the top of the 4th. Gary Ward, the batter. Dotson, 6-2 is a potential. No, it's actually a blank against a righty against a lefty, have been potential strikeout. So we'll go to Ward to finish it out. 1-3, he's going to fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Rangers. Dotson has shut him out through 4. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 2-0 Sox. As the Rangers continue their season struggles. And it'll be Harold Baines to lead off against Mr. Darwin. 5-3 is a blank on Danny Darwin. Go to Baines to finish. 5-4, and that's a fly to right. So 1 away. Brings up Parish. 5-2 on Darwin is also blank. He's got a lot of blanks on his card there. Parish 4-4, and that is another fly to right. So back-to-back flyouts to right field. 2 up, 2 down brings up Scott Fletcher. Darwin 5-5, a strikeout chance. 17 though, way too much. So we'll go to Fletcher. 5-5 is a ground ball to short. So easy 1-2-3 inning for Mr. Darwin. And we go to the 5th with the score 2-0 Sox. And let's see, Darwin can go 29 batters, Dotson can go 32, so they're still good to go for quite a while. Marv Foley will lead things off. He flew to right his first chance. 5-2 is a potential walk, and a 3 will definitely be a walk. So leadoff walk to Marv Foley. He has no attempt rating, so we won't roll in the D20. We'll just move on to Tollison. 4-6, and that is a double question mark. That's a 10. Against a switch hitter batting left, that means a 1 through 17 is a star line. 10's less than that, so it is a star line. Let's see what the star line is. It's a 2, which is a ground ball to short, which means it could be a double play. That's a double play rating of 2. The pivot man, second baseman Cruz, is a 0. So 1 to 2, it's a double play. It's a 6, so runner is going to advance automatically. So the ground ball will advance the runner. So Foley goes to second with 1 out, and that brings up Kirk Wilkerson. 5-5 is an automatic star line, so we roll and see what the star line is. It's a 4. It's a ground ball to third. Runner has to hold at second base, so there's 2 down. And that brings up top of the order Billy Sample. 6-5. That would be a single if he's tired, but he's not tired yet. Sample 4-1. He's going to ground to second, and that's going to end the inning. So Rich Dotson, a shutout through 5. He's got his way with having his way with the Rangers here. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still 2-0. Favor of the Pale Hose. And that'll bring up Mark Hill. And Mark Hill had that big single his first time up. 5-1 is a range play at Chicago's Comiskey Park, so we go to Comiskey Park. 6-4, range play on a fly to left field, so we're checking the range of the left fielder for Texas. Left fielder is Billy Sample. He's a 3. See if he can get to it. 3 or less, he catches it. He does, so he barely gets to it, but he puts it away for the out. Avoids a potential double. Here's Julio Cruz. 1-5. We're going right back to the stadium on that Comiskey. 5-2 on Comiskey. That's a single plus to right field. So Cruz with a single and a chance to stretch it to a double. Right fielder arm in Texas is Gary Ward. He's a 0. Cruz's BR is a 3. So a 1, 2, or 3. Cruz goes to second with the double. 4-5. He holds. 6. He is thrown out on the red die I'm talking about. It's a 4, so he has to hold. So he cannot stretch it. He stays at a single at first base. Although he does have an attempt of 4, so a chance. And he does not. 15 is not going to cut it. So we go to Rudy Law with Cruz at first and 1 out. Sox lead 2-0, bottom of the 5th. 4-4 Darwin, strikeout chance because he's not tired, so the walk doesn't come into play yet. And that's a 1, so that will definitely be a strikeout of Rudy Law. 2 down. He fought the Law again, and this time he won. So now there's Vance Law. 2-5, and that's potential walk. 11. Would be too high, but you add 1 from the stadium, so that turns out 10, 2, and 11, and that's going to be a walk. So that'll be a 2-out walk. Puts first and second. 4, Greg Walker. 4-6 for Darwin, and that's an automatic single against the lefty. That's an S1 past the pitcher. And to score from second on an S1, everybody scores from second on an S1, so Cruz will automatically score without a throw. Now the question is, does Law get to third? To go from first to third on an S1, you need a 4 through 6 BR rating. And Walker's BR rating is, not Walker, Law, sorry. Law's BR rating's a 2. You add 1 for there being 2 outs, makes it a 3, but it's a 4, so he has to hold at second base. So runners are at first and second, 2 outs, 1 run in, 3-0 Sox, and here's the bull, Greg Luzinski. 5-5, and that is going to be a strikeout chance. 5 will do it. He is gone. Inning's over, but the Sox do pick up a run at the end of 5. It is Chicago 3, and the lowly Texas Rangers nothing. Can't get anything going off of Dotson. Here's Mickey Rivers, their hottest hitter. Get a chance to try to start something here for him. Mickey Rivers. 5-5 against Dotson is an automatic star line, so he can't get it going, obviously, on the star line. It is a star line 6, which is a fly to right. So Mickey Rivers out of there, 1 away. Brings up George Wright. 3-3. Walk plus chance, 14. He only walks at a 2. You add 1 from the stadium, makes it a 3. The walk plus makes it a 13, but that's a 14. So no walk. Even on a walk plus, he can't walk. So we go to Wright's card, 6-4. But he will double to right field, so he'll take that over the walk any day, I guess. A double for George Wright. If walking is wrong, he doesn't want to be right. All right, so here is Larry Parrish. 2-3, strikeout chance, 13. He is gone. 2 down. So Parrish strikes out, keeps the runner at second with 2 outs for Pete O'Brien. 1-4 is another walk chance, so he will walk. That puts runners at first and second. So the tying run comes to the plate in Gary Ward. 3-1 is a range play at Comiskey, so we're going to Comiskey Park's card. 5-6 is the star line 5, which is a fly to left, but it's a range play on the left fielder, and that's Tom Pashork. He's a 3. This has to be a 3 or less for him to make the catch. And he does, so Tom Pashork runs it down, prevents anything from happening, and keeps Texas all forward. So we go to the bottom of the 6th, still 3-0 in favor of the Sox. And Darwin, wonder if he's going to get any run support. He's got to be shaking his head a little bit. All right, here is Harold Baines. He's 0 for 2. 2-1 off of Darwin's a double question mark. 1-2 is a single against a lefty batter, but that's a 3, so there'll be no automatic single. We go straight to Baines. 2-4, he will ground to second. So Baines 1 away, brings up Tom Pashork. 6-3 is an error on a throw. If a throw is necessary, it's a possible error. Pashork 4-4 is a fly to right, so no throw needed, so no error check to worry about. 2 down. Brings up Scotty Fletcher. 5-1 is another range play at the stadium. So a lot of range plays at Comiskey today. 4-3 is a home run center field. Home run to center field. His home run chance, though, is only a 2, so it's not going to be a home run because 19's above that. But it is a range play against the center fielder, George Wright, who's only a 2. So see if Wright can get to it. He cannot, so it's a failed range play. If this is a 5 or 6, it turns into a... Nope, just a single. So unable to get to it, Scott Fletcher. But since he didn't have a lot of power, he does not hit the home run. So he's aboard. Let's check his running. He's a 2 attempt rating, so we'll do a strategy roll. But nothing's happening. So now we go to Mark Hill. 6-4 blank on Darwin. We go to Hill to finish. 6 and a single pass short, so that'll be a base hit. Now to go from first to third on an S6, you have to have a 5 or 6 BR rating. Fletcher does not have that, so he will stop at second base. So 2 on with 2 out for Julio Cruz. 2 out rally going for the Sox. They already lead 3-0. 2-6 is blank again on Darwin, so he's getting a lot of blanks. 6-5, though, is a fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. So 6 innings are in the books here at Comiskey with the White Sox leading 3-0. Darwin's actually pitching what they used to call, and I guess they still call, a quality start, but not getting any run support. So Dotson back out. Going to be taking on the catcher, Marv Foley, who is 0 for 1, flew to right, and he has walked. "1-2 for Dotson is a strikeout chance. 13, right on the number. Struck him out. Plus you get one from a boost of 1 from the stadium to be sure. So Foley is down on strikes. Here's Wayne Tollison. 5-3. Back to the ballpark again with that @ sign. So we're going back to Comiskey. 4-6 is a ground ball to third. Easy play. Turned in there by the third baseman, Vance Law. 2 down for Kurt Wilkerson. Wilkerson 0 for 2, a strikeout and a grounder to third. 5-1 is another strikeout chance, but 20 is way too much. Go to Wilkerson to finish. 5-5 is a star line 5, which is a fly to left to end the inning. So Rich Dotson, large and in charge, 7 shutout frames against the lowly, hapless Texas Rangers, who entered this game. For anybody that came in late, I'll show this for anybody that came in late. Texas enters the game 7-21 on the sim done by PC Replay Baseball. White Sox enter 15-11, but they're 7-21, and they're showing why they're 7-21 right now, because they just are struggling big time. All right, so Darwin now has faced 27 batters. He's allowed 29 before he gets fatigued, so I think they're going to let him at least try to get to 29, maybe try to get him to 30 if he can get 1, 2, 3 innings. But the bullpen is got some activity. Right-hander Dave Tobick is loosening in the bullpen. So let's see what happens here with Darwin and Rudy Law. 6-1 for Darwin. It's a potential hit by pitch, but 13 is too much. Law is only a 4 on a hit by pitch. So we go to Law, 2-2. He's going to do a star line 6, which is a fly to center. And there's 1 away. So Rudy Law is gone. Here's Vance Law. 5-5 is a strikeout chance, and 4 is going to fit that bill. It's a strikeout. His strikeout's a 10 plus 1 from the stadium, so 4 way less than that. And here's Greg Walker. 1-4, another strikeout chance, and that will do it as well. So Darwin able to go 7 innings. I think that's going to be it for Darwin, though. He's right at his fatigue level, so they pushed it and got the 7 innings out of him. So they'll bring in a relief pitcher for the bottom of the 8th. But right now, it's all the show of Rich Dotson. It's all his show right now. He's leading at 3-0 as we go to the top of the 8th. And he is doing quite well for himself. Looking at the score sheet, he's pitching a 2-hit shutout right now. He has walked 5. Gave up 2 hits and walked 5. But nobody's gotten past second base. So he's definitely been large and in charge. Here's Billy Sample. He's 0 for 3. 5-4 is a potential hit by pitch. But Sample's got a 0, but Dotson's a +4. So this is a 3, which means Sample's going to be hit by a pitch. So how about that? He hits Billy Sample to start the top of the 8th. And Sample has a 4 attempt rating, so we'll see if he goes anywhere. But actually, we're in the 8th inning. The score is greater than the number of innings left. We've got 2 innings left, and the difference between the teams is 3, so that overrides the strategy rolls. So we will not do a strategy roll. So here's Mickey Rivers. 5-2 is a potential walk, and that will be a walk. So a hit by pitch and now a walk. So all of a sudden I was praising Dotson, and he's starting to get a little wild here. Now the Sox bullpen, Juan Augusto, the lefty, is loosening. Here's George Wright. 5-2 is another walk chance, but it won't be a walk to George Wright. Too high for that. So we go to Wright's card. 1-2 is a fly to center, so that will certainly help. That'll help. 1 away. 1 away. Parrish. He is the tying run. 6-4 is the ballpark card. Boy, we've had a lot of ballpark chances in this game, so we're going back to Comiskey again. 3-6 is a pop-up straight up the chute, and it's going to be handled by Mark Hill for out number 2. Big out there. So now last chance in the inning, trying to get something done. He does have 18 homers on the year. Texas could use something. 2-2 is a possible error. Possible error. But O'Brien. 6-5 is a ground ball to first. Is it an error on the first baseman? The first baseman, Greg Walker, has an error rating of 3, but 8's too much, so no error. It'll just be a ground out, and they will leave the first 2 guys on. And again, Dotson keeps his 2-hitter. And we go to the bottom of the 8th, rather, and we'll get a new pitcher for the Rangers. It'll be Dave Tobick. Dave Tobick is on, and he will be facing Luzinski, Baines, and Parish here in the 8th. Not a bad outing for Darwin. 7 innings, 3 runs. All were earned. And he gave up how many hits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Scattered 9 hits. So 3 runs and 9 hits through 7 innings. Not too bad. Greg Luzinski will lead it off here against Tobick. Bottom of the 8th. Sox trying to improve on a 3-0 lead. 3-5. 3-5 is, again, the ballpark. Boy, we're just loading up on Comiskey Park here. 2-2 is blank, so we're going to the rare play chart with nobody on base. I already did the rare play with somebody on base. Now we're doing it with nobody on base. Rare play. 32. 32 says, grounder to second baseman who throws in the dirt, making the first baseman scoop the ball. Resolve using a range check for the first baseman. So the first baseman is Pete O'Brien. His range is a 4. So if he's able to snag this, there will be no error. If it's a 1 through 4, he scoops it and the out is recorded. 5 or 6, he can't scoop it, and it's an E4. It's a 4, so he barely scoops it, but he does. So Pete O'Brien just saved Wayne Tollison an error. So there's 1 away for Harold Baines. Hi, Mr. Little. How are you doing? 2-5. 2-5 for Tobick is a potential walk, but 20 on the D20 is way too much. Baines, 1-5, and that is a question mark 7. We come up here against a righty. 1 to 10, it's a hit. That's a 12, so it's out of range, which means he flies to left. That's 2 down, and that brings up Mr. Parish. And Dave, you got here just in time to see if Rich Dotson can complete the shutout. He's leading 3-0 in the bottom of the 8th. So we start in the top of the 9th. Get that shutout. 2-4. 2-4 for Tobick is a potential wild pitch, but nobody's on base, so it's just a foul ball. We re-roll on Tobick. 5-1 is a strikeout plus, so that's going to be a K on Parish. That strikeout plus is going to get him. So Tobick does his job, pitches his 1 inning of solid relief, keeps the Sox off the scoreboard. We go to the top of the 9th, 3-0 Chicago. Last chance for the Rangers. Last chance for the Rangers now. Dotson he gets to face 32 batters. Right now, he has faced 32 batters, so he's right at his point of weakness. Looking at his card, he's got 2 spots that can get him for the fatigue. A 1-2 would turn the strikeout to a walk chance, and a 6-5 would turn this into a single. So other than that, the fatigue won't bother him. So since he's pitching a shutout, we're going to see if he can get it. If he gets into any kind of trouble whatsoever, the White Sox do have the bullpen going and ready, and they've got their closer, Ron Reed, loosening. They also got lefty Augusto loosening, so we've got it covered both ways. But first of all, here's Gary Ward. 2-4. 2-4 is a strikeout chance. 7. It's a strikeout. So Dotson 2 outs away from a 2-hit shutout. Facing Mara Foley. I think they're going to pinch hit for Foley, though. See if they can get a better stick in there. Let's see who they got on the bench. They do have Buddy Bell on the bench. They got Dave Hostetler on the bench. And they got Bob Jones, a lefty, on the bench. So they're going to bring in Bob Jones, the lefty outfielder. Bob Jones is going to hit for Foley. And then we might have Bell hit for Tollison as well. And if they miraculously score 3 runs in the top of the 9th, we'll worry about defense later. Here's Bob Jones. 6-4. 6-4. Oh, he just missed his tire. It's actually another ballpark check. Who'd have thunk it? Going back to Comiskey. 4-5. And that's a home run to the pull side chance. That's an 18, though, so it's over the 11. So it won't be a home run to the pull side. It'll be a fly out to right instead. If this blue die had been 11 or less, it would have been a home run, but it was an 18. So Bob Jones just missed it. 2 down, and now Buddy Bell is going to pick up a bat and hit for Wayne Tollison. So Buddy Bell, who had the day off, will be hitting for Tollison to try to extend the game and try to ruin Dotson's 2-hit shutout. 6-3 is a blank on Dotson. We go to Buddy Bell. 2-5. 2-5 is the star line 4. Ground ball to third. That's going to be handled over there by Law. He throws to Greg Walker. And Rich 280Z Dotson drives away a winner with a 2-hit shutout. The real game was 8-6, but this game is 2-0 in favor of the White Sox. 0-2-0 for the Rangers. And for the Sox, let's see, they had 9 hits and, 3-9-0. Cheated them out of a run. 3-9-0 for the Sox. It's kind of messy on my score sheet because I'm standing behind my camera. But anyway, star of the game, Rich 280Z Dotson. He came into the game with a record of 3-3, but an ERA of 1.94. He will now improve that ERA and bump his win total to 4-3. If he can get some run support, he could do something. White Sox improved to 18-12. The pitiful Rangers dropped to 8-23. So not a good. Thank you, John. Several people have this. I know RJL has one very similar, and Tenacious Earl has one very similar. It just saves the heck out of me trying to roll dice, especially on the video, because sometimes I have a tendency to roll these things, and you may see these things, go off the deep end. If I don't have a clipboard, but I'm using my other score sheet that doesn't have this backing on it, these things will get flying all over the place. So the dice tray definitely works for me to randomize things. And I also have a tendency sometimes to roll the same roll over and over when I'm doing it manually. So anyway, I'm glad that you all were able to witness this. I actually, full disclosure, I don't know if you can tell on my score sheet or not, but there's whiteout in the first 2 innings. What I actually did, I was going to record this game, not live, but just the recording. But then a phone call came in and it kicked out my video. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to go through this again. So I pulled out my whited out everything, reset everything, and said, I'm going to do it live just so I can get through this thing and not hopefully not get kicked off again. So if you notice anything on the score sheet about why the first 2 columns were a little messy, it's because it's whiteout and my whiteout bottle is just about gone. So I did the best I could with my whiteout that I had. I really need to get some correction tape. That's probably my next objective, to do that. So that's going to do it for that. The next game on the schedule is a National League game, and I'm trying to remember who the next game is going to be. I don't know if it's handy or not. I probably do not. I think it's upstairs. Yeah, I don't have it with me. It will be a National League game, though. I can guarantee that, because I'm switching off American and National, and it won't be a team you've seen yet. So I'm not sure I think it's, don't quote me on it, but I think it's Houston and St. Louis. But that's just one that the teams that are ringing in my ear right now for the next game. But I'm going to put this in the replay PC computer, sim the rest of the week until I get to the Houston-St. Louis game or whatever game it happens to be. Then I'll print out, before the next video, I'll print out another one of these replay roundups, let you know what's going on with the actual sim that the PC replay is doing, show you the standings, and get ready for that next game. Of course, I got the White Sox season replay that I'm doing. I'm up to game, I think it's 128 now, getting ready to play a game against Cleveland. That'll be the next video. Rick Waits and Steve Stone will be in that one, but the Sox will travel to Cleveland for a quick 3-game set. And that'll be the end of that. So I've been trying to play different games, though. Like yesterday I did History Maker Baseball, because today I believe they are releasing the fictional set for Football America as well as the 2019 football set. And if you've never done anything with Play.com, the fictional sets are really, really neat. So I really encourage you, if you want something a little bit different, to try that out. I'd like to get back to some payoff pitch stuff, but there's so many guys playing payoff pitch right now that I think I don't want to overload payoff pitch, because you got RJL, you got Rob, and you have Utah Mike. All 3 of those guys are playing payoff pitch pretty regularly. So I'm trying to show some different games on here. I might be able to get a replay game in here at some point. Let's see. Yep, Tribe fan Rick Waits against Steve Stone. should be interesting. I don't know Cleveland's record off the top of my head without looking, but they are definitely struggling, and the White Sox are doing what they can. So that's going to do it from here. Glad everybody tuned in. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And as usual, I'll see you all down the road.